All right, y'all, welcome back. Yes, I know I disappeared, but hey, here I am, hydrated, mentally present-ish, and ready to tell you about all the random, everyday things out in the world that can straight up send you to Jesus without warning. 1. A dead tree branch caught in the tree canopy. They call them Widowmakers. You should look up the signs of a dying tree. It'll change how you look at the forest. Things like the top having fallen off or branches up high having broken off even before you get there is a bad sign. Big holes that aren't healing isn't good. Worst of all is seeing mushrooms growing on a tree. Mushrooms mean that tree is already decaying. It's basically a piece of tree that breaks off and gets stuck lower down in the tree. Sometimes they just randomly give way, and now you've got a large mass of wood crashing towards the ground. The most overlooked of the 5 W's of camping: wind, water, widowmakers, wood, and wanimals. 2. Smoke inhalation. In a house fire, the fumes can kill you in as little as 2 minutes. It is extremely important that you get as low as possible when evacuating your home to minimize your exposure. Most people know that smoke is dangerous, but they don't realize that you can die from inhaling it in such a short period of time. Something that most people don't realize is, in a real house fire, smoke isn't just smoke. It's a mixture of superheated gases. Inhaling smoke in a house fire isn't just uncomfortable, like when the wind changes while you're sitting around a campfire. It will literally burn your airway, causing it to swell shut. If you stand up and take one breath in an area where the thermal layer has banked down low enough, you're done. Always make sure you have working smoke alarms, and if you have to evacuate during a fire, stay low. I'm a firefighter. The shit coming off a house fire is pure evil. Not so much if it's a 100-year-old house with old furniture. I mean, still lead paint and stuff, so bad. But new builds are absolutely vile for your health. If you can even catch a whiff of it, like from a neighboring house burning, leave the area. Hydrogen cyanide is the big one. Burning plastics, so basically everything in a newer house. Furniture, carpet, drapes, siding, roof tiles, engineered wood beams and floors, everything gives that off. Chlorines, sulfur chemicals, you name it. And of course, carbon monoxide. When your lungs get burned, even partially, they leak fluid. Same thing happens when you get a blister. The fluid is plasma designed to heal the wound, so small burns of the lung can cause them to fill with fluid and you drown. But it isn't just heat that can damage your lungs and cause this. People oftentimes drown in the parking lot after being saved at the beach. They get some salt water in their lungs, get saved and cough it up on the dry sand. They feel fine and walk to their car only to collapse as their lungs begin to leak out that fluid. 3. Snowstorms. Not that it will immediately kill you, but I learned about people stranded in snowstorms, let's say on the highway, who don't know you need to keep snow clear of your tailpipe, or it will start filling the car with carbon monoxide. I randomly learned about it reading a novel and had no idea. And now every few years I read about a death because of it. Fun thing about 911 calls, your phone gets priority over everything else, even kicking people off the tower if necessary to make the call. The system will also connect you to the strongest signal it can find, regardless of whose tower it is. System is designed to make sure that call goes through and stays connected. Also for winter, keep a candle in your car. Candles put off way more heat than you think and can keep you from freezing to death in a car. If your cell phone battery is running low and you're without a charger, change your voicemail to an SOS message with your location. Anyone trying to reach you will immediately know where you're trapped. Also, tie something brightly colored to the top of your car as high up as you can. The more ridiculous it looks, the better the chance someone will come to see what it is. I have heard of someone tying a red bra around their car antenna because who wouldn't want to know what the hell is happening there? Also, don't eat snow. It will quickly lower your body temp. Instead, put some snow in a container and let it melt, then drink it. Wear everything you've got in the car, hat, shoes, gloves, etc., and insulate yourself with paper if you have any, as in putting it between clothing layers. Open the doors as little as possible so you can keep the heat in, and use your wipers to clean snow off the windshield so sun will get in and give you some warmth. 4. Pulmonary embolism. A pulmonary embolism is a serious and potentially life-threatening condition caused by a blood clot blocking an artery in the lungs. It usually originates from a deep vein thrombosis, a clot in the legs or pelvis that travels through the bloodstream to the lungs. Causes of pulmonary embolism: deep vein thrombosis, the most common source of clots. Prolonged immobility, long flights, bed rest, or surgery can slow blood flow and increase clot risk. Medical conditions: cancer, heart disease, and clotting disorders raise the risk. Hormonal factors: birth control pills, hormone replacement therapy, and pregnancy can increase clotting. Lifestyle factors: smoking, obesity, and dehydration contribute to clot formation. Symptoms of pulmonary embolism: symptoms vary depending on the size of the clot and how much of the lung is affected. Sudden shortness of breath, even at rest. Sharp chest pain, especially when breathing deeply or coughing. Rapid or irregular heartbeat. Coughing, sometimes with bloody mucus. Lightheadedness or fainting. Sweating and anxiety. Bluish or clammy skin, cyanosis. Leg pain or swelling, often in the calf, from DVT. Why it's dangerous. PE reduces oxygen levels in the blood and puts strain on the heart. It can lead to lung damage, heart failure, or death if untreated. About 33% of people with PE die before diagnosis, but prompt treatment dramatically improves survival. If you or someone experiences these symptoms, especially sudden breathlessness and chest pain, seek emergency medical care immediately. 5. Mixing different cleaning products. Chlorine gas is easier to accidentally create than you probably think. And if you don't realize what you've just done, you could be dead a lot quicker than you wanted to be. A clean bathroom won't help you then. Bleach plus rubbing alcohol gives you chloroform. Bleach plus ammonia gives you chloramine. Bleach plus vinegar gives you straight-up chlorine gas. 6. Rotating machinery will grab any loose article of clothing and pull you in and turn you into a smoothie. Lathes are utterly terrifying, as anyone who has seen that video will agree. I think it's generally called the Russian lathe video. Guy is working on a lathe wearing inappropriate clothing, and it gets caught on the machine work. He gets pulled in and spun around in the machine. Then he gets spun out in bits and pieces. 7. Carbon monoxide. I'm an HVAC tech. The amount of customers that get pissed at us for condemning their furnace for carbon monoxide leaks is crazy. 8. Infection, especially tooth infection. I got a bacteria in my foot about 3 months ago, which went into my bloodstream and got into my heart. I died in the operating room and had to be revived before a 10-hour surgery to replace and repair 3 heart valves and a large hole in my heart. 3 weeks in ICU, 2 weeks in cardio ward after that. Don't let little infections become big infections. I had no idea this was happening in my body, but on the 3rd day of not getting out of bed because I was so tired, we called 911. I got sepsis from a tooth infection that Dutch doctors claimed was nothing. God bless IV antibiotics. And please, if you have a tooth infection, don't leave it. Get treatment. Technically, it's more an issue of increased risk than imminent death. If you have gingivitis or periodontitis, your average lifespan is shorter and those diseases can cause organ damage. So from that perspective, yes, they're contributing to a faster death. But they're chronic infections, the damage is over a long period of time, and it's exceptionally rare for them to suddenly spread into the bloodstream as described above. The bigger concern is gum disease expediting tooth decay, resulting in the kind of acute tooth infection that does spread quickly and to your blood bones. And because gum disease can affect your sense of feeling, it's easy to miss that one of your already painful teeth is hurting a bit more than it was 5 days ago until it suddenly becomes agonizing. It is what my mom died of after about 6 months, especially lower jaw tooth infections, infective endocarditis. You grow bacteria vegetation on the heart valve from the blood infection, and it can disrupt blood flow, cause blood clots, damage heart valves, and the vegetation can slough off and cause mini strokes and eye damage in the smaller blood vessels of the retina. Since it didn't kill her before they started her on antibiotics, she died from complications before her heart valve replacement surgery could happen. 9. Diving headfirst. It can kill immediately if you misjudge the water depth or cause permanent full-body paralysis. It happened to the older sibling of someone I knew. Broken neck, and he died a few hours later. Terrible tragedy. The family made the most of it via organ donation, and his death helped a lot of very ill people, but that's a meager silver lining. Happened to my best friend decades ago. Dove off 20th cliff, didn't come up right away. No one could get to him fast enough, and he drowned after getting knocked out from impact. 10. Cone snails. So many people see a pretty seashell, pick it up, feel a tiny pinch that they don't think much of, and then die. There is no antidote, and the best anyone can do is make sure you're out of the water. It causes paralysis, so a lot of people die by drowning. And keep you breathing long enough for your body to metabolize it as best as it can. It's going to be hideously painful the entire time, though, if you make it through. And you're probably going to end up with a lot of pain for a very long time and never quite be the same after. Unfortunately, they can show up on almost any tropical beaches or anywhere that has warm enough water, so you really want to know what the shells look like and not pick up anything that you don't recognize, which is a good rule to live by anyway. Some of them can even tolerate cooler waters and can show up as far north as Southern California. As a white woman, so I'm aware my sense of self-preservation is questionable at best in most cases, the amount of grown-ass adults I've had to tell not to touch something because you don't know what it is absolutely astounding. Over the years, at least 36 human deaths have been attributed to cone snails, which attacks via an appendage resembling a harpoon, called a proboscis, that protrudes from one end of the shell. 11. Getting overheated. I got heat stroke for the first time, and the weather was only in the 60s, 70s. I live close to sea level and went to some mountain in Denver. On top of that, I was super busy, so hadn't been drinking as much water as usual. Second night I was there, I thought I had gotten sick on the plane and was developing a fever. Next day, walking around, I felt awful. Felt like I was overheating. A couple hours in, I realized I hadn't drank anything yet, so I had about a liter of water. About 10 minutes later, I was drenched in sweat and didn't feel hot anymore. That's when I realized I had been so dehydrated I couldn't sweat. I drank almost another gallon between Gatorade and water, and it was about 7 hours until I felt like I needed to pee. After that, I felt fantastic. Turns out for every 1K feet you ascend, your body pees put an extra 10% for the first couple days, and I had ascended 10K feet. Bad combo. Stay hydrated. Another related or unrelated fact for you. Every 1,000 feet of elevation gain is 5% more UV radiation. 12. Blue-ringed octopus. They are one of the most venomous animals alive, and they can kill you within 15 minutes. 13. A tiny tear in your aorta. It can rupture with zero warning. Yep, a friend of mine survived years of addiction, straightened out his life, and was a month away from his wedding when he dropped dead from an aortic rupture. He was in the kitchen and his fiancée heard him say her name. She said he sounded like he was in pain. She turned around and saw blood coming from his mouth and his eyes went dead. He was dead before he hit the floor. My grandfather died that way. He was a doctor. He woke up my grandmother one night and said, "I think my aorta's just split. Goodbye, my love." He was dead shortly afterwards. And that, my friends, is your daily dose of the world is trying to kill you, but we're pretending everything's fine. If you learned something, got freaked out, or now plan to look suspiciously at trees, snow, seashells, and your own bathroom cleaners, go ahead and hit that like button. Drop a comment telling me which danger shocked you the most. And if you've got your own, "Wow, I almost died for the dumbest reason" story, oh, please share it. I love content that doubles as free therapy. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm clawing my way to monetization like a raccoon in the walls, and every click helps. Stay safe, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one.